Yo, this is the fifth time of me recording this video, so I'm a little bit irritated, but I'm gonna go ahead and just jump right into it. Here's a trade recap of the trade that I took this morning on gold. Um, I had someone tell me that gold was moving pretty good, and Nasdaq has just been a naughty little boy recently, so I went ahead and got on gold. So you can see overnight, right? Overnight gold dumped a lot, right? So and gold has just been absolutely skyrocketing recently. So after the dump, you can expect a move back up, right? So we see early in the morning, we get this little stretch back up, right? And then we come into like this consolidation, and then we get this manipulation out right here, right? So I draw my standard deviations from the top to the bottom of that manipulation, and then I draw my OT over this whole range, right? And what you know, the 0.618 is aligned right with this gap, and right inside of that is my -2 standard deviation, right? So I messed up my entry. I should have entered directly at this -2, right? I should have entered directly at this -2 and then targeted this high right here, but I messed up my entry a tad bit, so I ended up getting in like right about right. I ended up getting in right here, um, and I just held to these highs just because um I already told myself I was done trading for the week, but then I was just peeping gold and saw this absolutely perfect setup. So I just held it to these highs. Didn't want to do anything crazy. Obviously, if I would have held, I could have taken out all these highs I had marked out. I could have taken it all the way, but I wasn't feeling good, and I wanted to get off the charts, so I just took the small 1 to 10, and just gonna go over that one more time, right? So we had a sell-off overnight. After this consolidation, we had the sell-off, right? Gold's bumping, so I expected it to go ahead and return to those um, all-time gold highs, right? So we see this sweep right here, and following the sweep, we get a breakout, right? We break structure. We go from a downtrend to an uptrend, right? I mark out from the swing low to the swing high of that whole trend, and then it goes and consolidates. It manipulates this consolidation right here, right? So we have this consolidation here, and then we have this manipulation for this whole leg here, right? The red manipulates out of the consolidation, sweeping all of these consolidation highs, right? And then we get this break back down, right? So I guess you could have taken this if you were an AMD trader. You could have taken this trade down at like some IFVG or whatever you would take, right? You could have taken a short there, but I wanted to take longs just because gold has been absolutely moving higher and higher and higher recently. So I was waiting for the standard deviation, right? I marked my standard deviation of the manipulation of the last manipulation leg of the consolidation, right? So this leg, right? Then my rejection projections. Holy, everything's just rhyming today. Um, these projections, right? That I think it's gonna reverse off of, right? Lines straight up with the OTE level, my OT entry level of this zone, and it aligns with this nice gap right here. And then basically, as soon as you see rejection here, right? So this candle went all the way down. I saw it rejecting up here. I missed my original entry, so as soon as I saw it rejecting, entered as fast as I could, and then just walked it all the way up here. I had my stop. There's like a 3-minute gap right in here, so I had my stop right below it at like $300, and then it went all the way up here. I wasn't even on the charts. I was sleeping in the car. Banged down, came back on, and we were absolutely rushing up to the top, and TP was hit. So that's the trade recap. This is prime standard deviation mixed with OTE. We have our OTE level, we have our standard deviation lines with the OTE level, entry, bang, high, TP. All right, so my stop, right? My stop placement. You could have placed it at the bottom of this gap, right? You could have placed it at the bottom of this gap, but I had a late entry, and I entered. Holy moly! I had a late entry, and I entered after it already rejected. Like, this candle came in and saw a huge rejection off that. I entered, and so I just went ahead and put my stop at the low of that candle, and bang. So that's that. I might just keep my eye on gold next week. I'm gonna see if gold keeps treating me well. Um, but yeah, there's my trade recap. I'm gonna try and make like a boot camp series. So like, but instead of going over everything, like obviously I'm not about to just start from the beginning and tell y'all what freaking doji candles and everything are. I'm gonna make like a more experienced boot camp for people that have already learned trading. They're just trying to learn the strategy. And so I'm just gonna go over like OTE. I'm gonna go over standard deviation. I'm gonna go over like rejection blocks lining up with everything. Um, I'm gonna go over what it is, my levels, everything like that. And I'm gonna try and make a video a day next week, just going over every like stepping stone of it. I had a couple people ask me to do that, and then I'm just gonna post a video at the end, like another trade recap like this, and just kind of put everything together. So with that said, I'll see y'all later. Adios.